Hello, amusement park portal. We're here at Cedar Point, America's roller coaster, where they're celebrating 150 years of operation. That's quite a feat. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a series here about the history of the park, but not necessarily the park in general. We're going to be looking throughout the park at some locations, various locations throughout the park that held attractions over the years, what it looked like back then and what it looks like now. So let's go inside and take a look. But for an example, what we're going to be doing here, here's the front gate of the park. This is what the front gate used to look like years ago. Quite the difference. Look at that. And then over here, another one we have is the season pass office. And the restrooms, well, this is what it used to look like years ago. And that's what it looks like now. So that's just an example of what we're going to be doing throughout the park. We're going to be taking a look at some locations that are home to many rides. This is going to be a series. I'm not sure how many parts quite yet that we're going to be doing, but let's go inside. I hope you guys enjoy. All right, here we are at our first location, which is located just inside the park's front gate. You can see the Midway Carousel here, which we'll actually be covering in another episode. And the front gate area is right over there by Gatekeeper. This area right here used to be home to the double Ferris wheel. I think it's called the Big Giant Ferris Wheel or Double Ferris Wheel. I'm not sure exactly what name they used. But it used to be located right here where this flower bed is now, in front of the Sky Ride. As a matter of fact, they even have a history marker out here where you can see what the ride used to look like. Right there. You can see in the picture there the Centennial Theater, which is now renamed the Jack Aldrich Theater over here on the left. And there used to be an arcade right over here on the other side as well. And this ride, I believe, was removed in the early 90s, I want to say. It was the early 90s it was removed. And I believe it was due to capacity issues. The ride just didn't hold a lot of people. It was a very slow-moving line. And, you know, Cedar Point's all about capacity, so it just didn't fit in. So they removed it. But right here in front of the park at the front gate is where the double Ferris wheel used to be home to. Right here. And also, this gift shop and coffee shop wasn't always here. This coffee shop over here used to be an arcade, and they had a shooting gallery inside there, skee ball, and a bunch of arcade games back in the day. And it used to go through to the other side where Demon Drop was, which again we'll cover that in another episode. So this whole area looks totally different now than what it did back in the 80s and early 90s. So let's move on to our next spot. All right, here's our next location. This is the 3-Point Challenge, located behind the Coliseum Arcade there. Give you a reference of where we're at. See over here, we got Windseeker, Wicked Twister, Tiki Twirl, and the Giant Wheel. And 3-Point Challenge is right here. Now this location has been home to several attractions over the years. Starting in, I believe it was 67 to the early 80s, I want to say 84 maybe. This was home to the Rotor, which the ride where you stand up in like a barrel and it spins fast and you stick to the wall. The floor dropped out also. Used to be located right here in this area. I got a picture of the Rotor here. You guys can't remember. That's what it looked like. And before it made its way to this location, I do have to add in that it was located on the main midway, kind of up near the front of the park, on the right-hand side if you're walking in. I believe this lasted, the Rotor lasted to 84 or 85, if I'm not mistaken. And after the Rotor, whoops, sorry about that. After the Rotor, we had Swavichin. Moved into this location. You may remember Swavichin. There we go. That was removed oh gosh, I think in 2002. It started its life over actually by where the right across from Iron Dragon's entrance, actually. That the $1 Million Midway is what they refer to it as. And then it made its way over here after that. And then after the Slavichin, Chaos made its way over here. Not the greatest picture, but Chaos made its way over here in 97 to 2010. It's also worth noting that this attraction had 2 locations as well. This was its final location before they removed the ride due to mechanical issues, and before this it was located over in the area near Dragster's entrance. There was like a concrete pad over there, and then like I said, it was moved over here, I want to say in like 2008. Positive, but yeah, you can see in the picture here, you can see the spirals in the background of the Coliseum still there, and the backdrop. Again, I apologize for the picture, not the greatest picture, but you see the backdrop behind the game here, still here today. All right, let's go on to our next location. All right, here we are at our next location, which is currently the Snoopy Boutique. Now, from 1985 to 1998, this used to be home to the Berenstain Bears. They had an indoor playground, gift shop. You could meet and greet with the Berenstain Bears. And then on the opposite end of the building, they used to have a Berenstain Bear playground. It had some slides, sandboxes. I believe at one time they had a train that actually circled the playground as well. Which we'll look at that in another episode. But here's a picture of what it used to look like right here. Again, 1985 to 1998. It's quite different. You can see they used to have like an overhang here. They removed that. This side of the building pretty much looks the same, but minus the bear picture. So this was the home to the Berenstain Bears. But before the Berenstain Bears, from 65 to 84, this used to be home to a dark ride. It was called Earthquake, which was a simulation that took you through different various scenes of the San Francisco earthquake. And it had like props that looked like they were gonna fall on you and whatnot. And this is what it used to look like right here before Berenstain Bears. Right there, the earthquake sign. From what I've been told, in the storeroom here, there's actually still tracks on the floor from when the ride existed. The only other thing you can really tell from this picture, it's changed quite a bit, is in the background there you can still see the Pagoda gift shop, which is right there. You can still see the peak of that in the picture. And kind of hidden behind that's the old water tower, which has since been replaced with a new one. So once again, this was from 65 to 84. And I'm trying to remember the name of the amusement park. I think it was American Adventure in New York, which was a failed park. Cedar Point had purchased 2 dark rides. They had purchased the Earthquake ride and the Pirate ride, which we'll cover later on. The Earthquake was located here, and Pirate Ride was located right next to Blue Street. So now it's currently home to the Snoopy Boutique. So let's go take a look at our next stop. Alright, just a few feet down from our last location, we have this little area located next to Annie Ann's, the Scrambler, and currently the Juice Company right here. This area right here used to be home to the Trabant, which was really similar to if you're familiar with the Slavichin that we just went over. It used to be located in this area right here. And this is what the Trabant used to look like right here. Trabant used to be here. It was 1966 to 1990. The Trabant called Cedar Point home. Right next to the Scrambler, and you can see right here. We had the Juice Company and the Scrambler. Let's try to match this up a little bit here. You can see here the Juice Company and the Scrambler. And kind of over in the background there, they remodeled them since, but they had the bathrooms over there too, which have been remodeled since this picture's been taken several years ago. But there's not much left over here. You know, even the cement's been replaced, and that there really isn't anything left. That give you an idea that there was a ride here years ago. But I do remember riding this when I was younger, and they had this and the Swabichin at the same time. So again, right over here next to the CP Juice Co. and the Scrambler used to be the Troika, or the Trabant. I'm sorry, I apologize, not the Troika. There we go. And our next spot, we're gonna go over here just a few feet. Over here, it's current home to the Matterhorn. See the Matterhorn there now. Now the Matterhorn used to be located on the beach midway, roughly where Troika is today. And then there was another version of it. It was actually more similar to the Himalaya. It was called the Zugspitz. That was there for a short time as well, right on the beach midway. But this Matterhorn here, it was late 70s, I want to say, was located over on the beach. Now it's here. But this used to be home to a roller coaster. Not a big one, but a roller coaster nonetheless. It was called the Scamper. It was blue in color, just like the Matterhorn. And you can see it here in the picture. Not the greatest picture, again, I apologize. Right there, you can see the water tower behind it. Right there. And there's the old riverboat ride, which used to be located over here. We'll go over that another time. But the Scamper was here from 62 to 69. It was located in this spot here. So there was a coaster, and then after the Scamper was removed, familiar with the Tiki Twirl over on the beach midway? They used to have one here, located right here. Now this is a totally different ride from the current Tiki Twirl. This one used to was themed to like a Polynesian, played like Hawaiian or Polynesian music. They had flames burning around the ride. Now this ride called this location of 70 to 84. 1970 to 84, and I believe that's when the Matterhorn was moved over here. It was in the 84, in that time frame. But you can see the water tower there in the background. Again, they replaced the water tower currently with a more modern version. It used to be right there. And this ride is real similar to the Calypso and the current Tiki Twirl, but again, this is a totally different ride. This ride is no longer in the park. Not sure where its whereabouts is, but it was a highly themed ride. It had covers over each of the gondolas, and it operated in this spot until 1984. They removed it. Now it's home to the Matterhorn. So that's it. That wraps up part 1 of our series. So we're going to be filming part 2 coming up here within the next week or so. So make sure you keep checking out our YouTube channel for the latest in this series. And hit that subscribe button, because we need all the members we can get on there. The more members I get, the more content I can put up. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you next episode.